Curran Bhatia here in Newark, New Jersey, the Prudential Center, here with Oshaki Foster, 130-pound champion. He's going to be the co-main event. Shock, how are you doing, first of all?
Doing good, man. I'm focused.
Focused. You've been active. We're seeing some sensational fights for you, some come-from-behind fights that you had to get to that next gear. You were able to do it. Last time out, we saw you drop your opponent in the last round. Tell me about the momentum right now, because I know we've talked in the past about your journey in boxing, right? And I feel like you've now getting going in terms of being active and getting the momentum. What's that like?
Man, it's great. I think I showed the world that I'm one of the most exciting fighters out there, and that, even when I'm getting robbed on the scorecards, I can come back on a hero and not leave it up to the judges at times. So, I feel good.
Taking it out of the judges' hands, right? That's something you were able to do. This opportunity, co-main event, it's on ESPN, Top Rank Boxing. Where does this rank? You've had some big opportunities, but this is a big one on ESPN as a co-main event. Where does this rank for you?
It's definitely one of the top ones. Being on the card with all the other talent that we got on the stable, and fighting. Conceição, which is a gold medalist. I've taken it all in, and I'm fully focused, man. I'm ready to.
You're focused. You're ready. You're taking on Robson Conceição. So he's taken on Navarrete. He's taken on Shakur Stevenson in the past. Shakur, of course, headlining this card. So this is a guy with some rounds under his belt. He's challenged for the world title before. Where do you think, how do you match up with Robson Conceição? I'm sure you watched tape on some of these fights that we talked about. How do you think this is going to play out stylistically?
Stylistically, I see myself going in and dominating. Where they go 12 rounds, or I can cut it short early if he get too reckless. But I see myself going in and dominating from round 1 to however long it lasts.
We talked about your last fight against Nova. I know that it was a dirty fight, but you were able to, again, go to that next gear towards the end of the fight. I heard you up here on stage earlier. You said you weren't able to move like you wanted to. So what was the reason early on in that fight you weren't able to move the way you wanted to?
Well, I found out after the fight. So I was in a boot right after that fight.
Really?
A boot for like 2-3 weeks. I had my doctor told me I tore my plantar fasciitis back in January, right before the fight. So I wasn't able to be as mobile as I usually am, especially early in the fight. I was kind of sitting right in front of them, giving them chances, and things like that. So I'm looking at this fight, it's going to be totally different from the first round on. I'm going to be able to, I can move and go lateral like I want to, make angles like I want to now. So, that's the biggest thing for me. I'm happy to be able to be healthy again.
You're healthy again. And like we said, you're putting on these spectacular performances. Another fighter who had actually a similar spectacular performance, let's say maybe losing the fight on the scorecards, getting a knockout, was Raymond Ford. And I know you guys went back and forth a little bit on social.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you'd want one day down the line, you versus Ray Ford?
Yeah, I mean, if it makes sense, because right now I got a plan and I'm trying to, keep elevating and keep going after the bigger challenges, actually trying to be undisputed at 130 if I can. But if he come up and win a title or something, then I'll be looking his way. But I just see a lot of chatter from him now. You know what I mean? He say he might be skipping 30 to go 35. So who knows what these guys are. They talk so heavy like they wanted to come see me. And he ranked number 8 in the WBC now. Now you're talking about jumping to 35, man.
Do you think that jump to 35 ducking you a little bit then after talking a little smack on social?
I think it wasn't no real substance behind it. I think it was smoke and mirrors. Same thing as these other guys that were saying that they wanted to unify with me and things like that, then they go take an easier fight. You know what I mean? So when I say I want to fight, I actually want to fight. I come from that background of, look, I'll fight anybody. I'm blessed to be here, and I had to work here, get here. I didn't have no easy road. So, a fight is a fight to me. I mean,
I know you're not overlooking Robson Conceição, but you mentioned you have a plan in mind, and I think that plays into a little bit of what you were talking about in the press conference, that manifestation of putting these things together. I don't want to look past Conceição, but you mentioned wanting to be undisputed. Do you have a next opponent in mind of getting you to that goal?
Hopefully the winner out of Navarrete and Oscar. Like you said, we're not overlooking Conceição. I'm fully focused on him and, going out there and dominating him. But I feel like that's the more realistic fight that could be made next.
You talked about everything you had to do to get here to this point, and your background. Grew up in Orange, Texas. We know everything we talked about. You were in a jail cell during Hurricane Harvey. You couldn't even see your own hands when power went out. A lot of things happened. You linked up with Bobby Benton. You've been undefeated since. You've been on a roll. You're now world champion. When you look back at everything you've been through, I mean, how do you put it all into words about everything you had to do? You had to turn a negative into a positive, and now you're co-main event on ESPN. You're a world champion. How were you able to do it? And if anyone's listening to this, going through their tough time, if they're still at that tough time, like how can you turn that negative into a positive like you did?
Man, I say, just really believing in yourself and giving yourself a real chance. And having a belief in God, because I'm a God-fearing guy. That's really was the biggest thing for me, is giving myself a chance, a real chance at it. We have so many distractions in the world and so many things that we could be doing, so we try to do this and that and this and that instead of taking it 1,000% into one direction, and then it'll open the gate for other things. So that was the biggest thing for me, is giving myself a chance at this, for real.
You've given yourself a chance, and now, world champion, so many opportunities. And that is a testament to what you said, the spiritual level, but also just the hard work and the focus and the grind. And I think what we've been talking about too, that next level, that dog in you, where you can go to that next level. We've seen that play out in the ring. We spoke about when we first sat down. I know you mentioned your mom was the most important person in your life, and we see her here for you. I know we talked about when you had a successful performance in the past, you said you felt like she was watching down on you. What do you think she would say now? You're world champion, you're co-main event on ESPN. I mean, what would she say right now?
I think she'll be proud, but I think she'll tell me, the job ain't done yet. The job ain't done yet. We got a lot more to do. And I just want to keep making her proud, man. Her and my grandma, that's the two ladies in my life that guided me and help me out. So, I want to just keep making them proud and keep being able to take care of my family.
You're absolutely doing that. The next stop on your journey, Saturday, July 6th, it's going down in Newark, New Jersey, Prudential Center, Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. O'Shaquie Foster, co-main event, defending his world championship belt. O'Shaquie, thank you so much. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Brody.
Appreciate you.